Yeah, what it do, Bully fam? Welcome back to another episode of the Bullyprenuer podcast. This is episode 5. The Bullyprenuer podcast is a podcast geared towards educating the new and incoming bully breeders, but not only that, also sharing some of my personal entrepreneur endeavors with you all to eventually take you to new heights, not only as a bully breeder, but as an entrepreneur. Once we get through all this education on the bully breed and on the bully game and all of this stuff in regards to the bullies, eventually I'm gonna share some things that's gonna take you to new heights, not only as breeders but as entrepreneurs as well. But right now, tonight, I just want to break out and get into some of the specifics in regards to the American Bully. I got the American Bully Standard out tonight, and we're going to be going through that to try to give you a better idea of exactly what a bully is. You got a lot of people who just coming in who may have heard the name bully, or you may have heard the term. Some people like, hey, man, I seen those bully pits, or I seen a blue-nosed bully, or I seen a red-nosed bully. There's no such thing. There is the American Bully. It's not an American Pit Bull Terrier. It's not a Bully Bulldog. None of that stuff. We just gonna get to the specifics in regards to the American Bully Standard. Just want to apologize because I skipped a week. It's been a rough week, rough last 2 weeks. Life happens, you know what I mean? So trying to get on a flow, consistent flow with the podcast. Lost a friend of mine this past week. I'm gonna dedicate this episode to my man, Big O, one of my homies, man, that passed this past week. So this one goes out to him, man. God rest his soul. It was a real generous brother. Helped a lot of people, influenced a lot of people. And yeah, I just want to give a big shout out to my man. Also, we're gonna start reviewing a couple products. I've tried some of these products before, and one of them I'm gonna share with you all is a new multivitamin that I've used before, but I'm gonna introduce to you all. And then I have a couple personal products that I frequently use in order to try to cut back on trips to the vet, to try to save me some money in regards to making those unnecessary trips to the vet when you can do some things yourself. Eventually, I'm gonna come out with the entire list of items and products that I use personally that you all can also pick up on order and have delivered right to your front door at the ease and your convenience, just like you on Amazon. So pretty much the same thing. I'm gonna bring my own Amazon, my personal Amazon list to you all, so you don't even gotta do any hard work. Save you some money in regards to vet costs and all of that. New Vet Plus, that's the vitamin. New Vet Plus, that's what we got right here. K9 supplement. Hands down, one of the best supplements on the market. I rock with it. I've used it before, and I've just got back into using it because it has so many different benefits and so many ingredients that a lot of other supplements don't have. Just like, let me see, one of my favorite ones, because you have a lot of supplements that don't really do a whole lot for joint health. One of the main ingredients in the New Vet Plus is shark cartilage. If you can find another supplement that has that ingredient, let me know. Let me know. Shark cartilage, oyster shell for your bone, for your calcium. And it's just, bar none, it's better than anything else out there. It compares to the holistic ingredients, the natural ingredients. You're not going to find anything that doesn't have all the unnecessary preservatives, chemicals, and stuff like that. New Vet Plus, you got to try it. They're sponsoring, they're behind us, and we're moving forward with that. Skin issues. With the bully, we have our issues with skin. That's something, you know, you may frequent, you may deal with, whether it's dermatitis, whether it's hot spots from licking, whatever it may be. Right here, you got your all-purpose new stock. You can use it for horses or for dogs. It's sulfur-based, so it's kind of smells like that strong, pungent, you know, sulfurous smell. It's not bad though. It's not a stinky smell. It's a clean, I would say like a hospital-y type smell. You know, like, you know, when you go to the hospital, you're like, it smells real clean here, like some medical type shit. But when I tell you, when you have spots that's healed up and you're having problems regrowing hair, this right here is it. It's gonna get that hair back. I had a friend say, man, shit, if you were trying to grow hair on a rock, this bitch will do it. The new stock. Same thing with this right here, the MTG. Let me see this. There you go. The MTG Plus is also sulfur based. This one is an oil, but you have your sulfur at the bottom. Take it, you shake her up, get it all mixed up real good. You take a decent amount, lather it up, get it rubbed in on your dog, and you're good to go as far as getting that hair growth to come back. Before all of that though, you want to get the wounds healed. Whether it's a hot spot, whether it's a scratch, whether your dog's got in a scuff and they may have a little nick or something, or whatever the case may be. If you have any wounds or you got the fresh ear crops, you're trying to get those to heal up kind of fast. Vetericin Plus. Vetericin Plus, you have some that's specifically for horses, but you can still use them on your dogs. Wound and skin care to heal anything. When I tell you, I run through this just for like any little spots or something. You might see a bump, or you might see the dogs licking their paws a lot. You get you a couple of squirts, and next thing you know, your wounds are healed. I also got the summertime coming up. It's hot outside. You wanna get your little portable fans. I'm gonna show y'all a couple of those. All these products, if you check out my Instagram page, if you check out my Instagram feed, all of this week, I'm gonna be blasting those on my story, and you can go right in, click the link, and you can order those yourself. I'm gonna have those for y'all. Also, Earthborn holistic treats. I just ran out because I was doing a little training earlier with one of the dogs. That's one of the things I also want to recommend. Earthborn holistic treats. They're really good. All natural ingredients. A grain-free treat. That you also have treats specifically geared towards skin and coat, to help with skin and coat improvement, hip and joint, and then the rest of them are just real good flavorful treats that help out, and the dogs love them, especially when you're doing training. They're soft, they're moist. You can break them up and probably like they probably about I would say an inch long. You can break them in half or break them in threes and use one treat probably like 2 or 3 times when you're doing your training and stuff like that. So that really works out. If you look behind me, you can't see me if you just on the audio, but if you look behind me, you see all that stuff back there. That's my work back there. That's my little kit. So all of that stuff back there that I use, eventually I'm gonna be bringing it all to you all, and you can go through. You can order everything that I've used since the beginning. I'm gonna use my full since I've started breeding. Back in this is 2014. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So in the past 6 years, everything that I've ordered, I'm gonna create a full catalog, and I'm gonna blog it and bring it to you all so you can use everything that I've used. And I'm gonna give you a blog with the specifics of everything that I've used it for. So when it comes down to it, and you wondering, and you like, hey, you go to my blog, you go through the list, and you look up there and see if it's something that can help you with whatever issue that you're having. And I'm pretty sure I'll be able to help you with something if you're having any like small issues in regards to, like I say, hair issues, skin issues, eyes, whether it's trimming claws, trimming nails, shedding, getting rid of the shedding coat. Like it's just so much stuff that I got little nicks and knacks for that just try to help me save, and like I said, save those trips going to the vets. Do it yourself as a breeder. But right now, I'm gonna break, and I'm gonna put a little image up right now. I'm gonna pause. And now I'm back. So audio, you gotta come with me. I love it when y'all listen to the audio, but come through, and also please follow. If you're on video, check us out on Apple, check us out on Spotify. Follow and subscribe on there. Subscribe to YouTube, Bizzy Boy TV. If you're on audio, check out the video sometime. Come on Instagram, Bizzy Boy Bullies on Instagram, Bizzy Boy Bullies on Facebook. Oscar A.SIV on Facebook is my personal page, but I also have the business page specifically for Bizzy Boy Bullies, so check that out too. But right now we're gonna get it to the American Bully Standard. But I want to stress confirmation tonight. Confirmation. As I said, I don't know if it was episode 1 or 2. If you just getting into this game, you have to understand confirmation. You have to know what confirmation is. I know, like a lot of people, when you, this is the example I can give you. If you've ever been just channel surfing on TV, on cable, flipping through the channels, boom, 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 and you come across Animal Planet, you may see a Westminster show, you may see an ABKC show, you may see a Eukanuba dog show where you have the judges in the middle of the ring and they're watching the dogs trot around the ring and they're looking at the dogs. They rub all along the back, they open the dog's mouth, they're checking the bite, they're feeling the tail. When the dogs are trotting around the ring, that's called a gait. How the dog moves is called a gait. They're gating around the ring. The judge is watching for a specific movement. When they're examining the dog, when they're palpating and feeling all over the dog, what they're doing is examining the structure, examining the skeletal structure, they're examining the muscle tone, they're examining everything in regards to confirmation. So what we have right here tonight, we have a written standard. This is the written standard in regards to the American Bully. Every dog breed has a specific standard for how it's supposed to be built. Not only how it's supposed to be built, but also the identity characteristics, the characteristics in how it appears, their characteristics in how its temperament is, how it acts, how it carries itself, the demeanor it has, all of that. Like, so you see a person, you got different people you see out. You may see somebody, they look like an asshole. You may see somebody, they look real kind. You may see somebody, they look real docile. All American Bully is supposed to have a specific type of demeanor about itself. It's supposed to move and act a certain way. So if you're in the show ring and your dog is kind of moving timid, it's not really exemplifying the characteristics of an American Bully. If your dog movement is key, the way a dog moves is paramount. If your dog is not moving a certain type of way, then it's not exemplifying the characteristics of an American Bully. A lot of people get bent out of shape when they're in the show ring and they're like, why didn't my dog win? Maybe your dog wasn't moving how it was supposed to. Maybe when you was walking around the ring with your dog had his head down versus appearing confident, having his head up and trotting around with that confident swag. Your dog didn't have that when it's supposed to. So it's a lot of things that come to play when we talk about the American Bully breed. It's not just structure. But the picture I posted, I want you to go back. Hopefully, you took a screenshot of it. Go back. If you didn't, go back and screenshot it so you can see what the exact structure is supposed to look like. Everything about the dog is supposed to look a certain way. Get familiar with the terminology and the picture I posted. Each body part of the American Bully is labeled so you can become familiar with the parts of the dog. When Whether you in the front, you be like your feet. They're not feet, they're pasterns. In the rear, you don't have ankles, you have hocks. You know, the back is not just a back, you have a top line. The back of the neck, like how you measure a dog. They'd be like, how tall is the dog? Or what class? Like, there are different classes. You have a pocket, you have a standard, you have an XL, you have a classic. They're measured from the ground to the withers, which is like the area right at the base of the neck and to the top of the shoulders. So there are different things you have to know when you're looking at a bully. We're not just taking two dogs and putting them together just to say, hey, I'm breeding. Hey, I'm a breeder now. No, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know why you're breeding certain type of dogs together. You have to know the types of breeding you're doing, whether you're doing inbreeding, outbreeding, or outcrossing, line breeding. You have to know these things in order to be successful, in order to make progress and improve the breed. Because when you breed, you don't want to regress. You don't want to go backwards. You don't want to take steps backwards when, as a breed, the American Bully is not that old. So we're not trying to go back to where it's already progressed from. We're not trying to go back here. You breeding dogs, you breeding bullies, but your dog, after you breed, what you produce look like a dog from 5 years ago, or what you produce look like a dog from 10 years ago. We're at a consistent point now where there is a standard. You look at the grand champion class, or you look at the best in breed dogs when you going for the show wins, for the best in breed wins and stuff like that in a confirmation show, and you'll begin to see. Look back through the ABKC website, the American Bully Kennel Club. Look through the website and look at all of the national winners. If you can go back through, do your little research, dig a little bit in the website and find the national winners from the past, I would say 5 years, and see what all of those dogs look like, see what they had in common. And that'll give you an idea of what you should be working towards and a good starting point of where you should be trying to start. But right now, we're going to get into it. I'm going to do a little reading. So right now, we're starting with the general impression of the American Bully. That's where we're starting. It says, the American Bully should give the impression of great strength for its size. It is a compact, medium/large sized dog with a muscular body and blocky head. The American Bully should have the appearance of heavy bone structure with a bulky build and look. So if you have a dog, if you have a bully, and your bully got some little ass legs, you need to be trying to make them shits bigger. Whatever you breed it to needs to have bigger legs. You don't need to have your bully got some, or your dog, because some people be out here like they got a bully. I got a bully pit. That's not a fucking bully. So whatever you're starting with, if you got a dog with some little ass legs, you don't need to breed it to another dog with some little ass legs. You need to be working on that bone. You need to be working on that structure. You need to be working on progressively making whatever you have, making it better. Making it better. That's what we want to do. We want to make it better. Okay. All right, from the general impression, we're going to characteristics. The American Bully is a companion breed exhibiting confidence, a zest for life, along with an exuberant willingness to please and bond with their family, thus making the American Bully an excellent family companion. Despite the American Bully's fierce and powerful appearance, their demeanor is gentle. They are great with kids and extremely friendly with strangers, other dogs, and animals. Human or dog aggression, extreme shyness, or viciousness is very uncharacteristic of the American Bully and is highly undesirable. If you come to the show with your aggressive ass dog who you haven't trained, who you haven't spent the time with to socialize, it's not going to get that win in the ring. The judge comes to evaluate your dog and it's acting all aggressive and shit. It's not going to fly. You have to socialize your dog. You want to start when your dog is young. You want to get your dog around other dogs. You want to get your dog around kids. You want to get your dog around other people, strangers. You want your dog to be social. You don't want an aggressive ass, old sheltered ass, all he know is you, American Bully. You want them to be social. You want them to be social. They are social creatures by nature. That's what they're bred for. That's what they are intended to be. You can train your dog to be a protection dog or whatever. That's training. Outside of training, your dog should have normal behavior, the normal characteristics of an American Bully. All right, the head. The distinct, heavy, large, and broad head of an American Bully exemplifies breed type, meaning it's breed specific. That's it. It looks like what it is. It's supposed to look a certain way. Medium in length, deep throughout, broad skull, well chiseled, and very pronounced cheek muscles, distinct and deep stop. A stop is it's like when you turn to the side, the American Bully from the side, you have the top of the head, and then you have a stop. It stops. It's like a 90-degree angle. Bang, right there, 90-degree angle from the top of the head down the front, and then you have the nose. It's like a 90-degree angle. They call it stop. This area here, boom, from the top of the head down, boom, and through the nose, it's a 90-degree angle. That's referred to as your stop. Ears set high and can be either natural or cropped. If your dog ears are not cropped, your bully ears are not cropped, it's not the end of the world. That's okay. You can still jump up in the ring. You can still show it. That's fine. Eyes, all colors equally accepted except albinism. Like albino dog with the really pink nose, not like a red. I know there's no such thing as a red-nosed bully, but to all of those who think, like a pink or liver-colored nose. All colors equally accepted except albinism, pinkish to red, which is a disqualification. It's a disqualification if your dog has like those pinkish red eyes. Blue eyes, lack of pigment around the eyes are undesirable. Usually you want to go for the colored eyes, browns, greens, like kind of like the grayish blue, not blue, but like the grayish, or usually most of them are really brown or like a greenish color for the most part. Eye shape is oval to almond shape, low down in skull and set far apart. Round eyes are undesirable, and bulging or protruding eyes are a fault. A fault is kind of like a negative mark. So there's certain things that are considered faults when you're looking at the dog, when you're looking at the breed. There are certain things that are considered faults. And you don't want your eye separation. They call it eye separation. So you have some dogs you see when their eyes close as hell together. That's not good. The eye separation is supposed to be kind of neutral, kind of like evenly spaced. You want them to be evenly spaced. Visibility of the hull should be minimal, meaning the white around the eye, the white under the bottom and over the top, it should be minimal. You should have like a full circle with white only on the sides. Faults, overly visible hull, both eyes not matching color. So you ever seen the dogs that are like, oh man, that shit sweet. He got one white eye, blue eye, and then he got a brown eye. That's a fault. You don't want that. That's not what we want. Both eyes not matching color, bulging or protruding eyes are disqualifying faults. Albinism eyes. This is referred to as the albinism in the eyes. Muzzle. The muzzle is short, medium in length, and broad in width. Length to be shorter than the length of the skull, with distance from the tip of the nose to the stop approximately 1/3 of the distance from the tip of the nose to the occiput, but not so short as it interferes with normal breathing. The muzzle is blocky and slightly squared to fall away abruptly below the eyes. The top line of the muzzle is to be straight with nose neither pointed nor turned up in profile. So, a lot of people on these short muzzle bullies, oh man, the muzzle too long, the muzzle this, the muzzle that, or it's a couple of finger lengths, yada yada yada. The muzzle is square. The muzzle shouldn't be pointy. We'll probably get into that later too. The identifying all the different faults individually, so we can know the specifics of what the faults are. So, like the image I showed earlier, that's the correct form, but we may go through in another episode to show what the like I said, you got faults on different body parts. So you got faults in the front feet, faults in the back, faults in the muzzles, faults in the tail, faults in the top lines. So we'll get into those, but right now I just want y'all to focus on identifying what a correct dog looks like based on what I'm reading to y'all tonight, and also based on the picture that I posted earlier. So, all right, jaws are well defined. You need them blocky cheeks, blocky jaws. That's what we need. Underjaw to be strong and parallel to the muzzle, not turning upward. We don't want no noses like this. We don't want no muzzle that's like that. You know, we want that square, straight face muzzle. Lips are semi-closed and even. Minimal looseness accepted but not preferred. You don't want the hanging lips. You don't want the hanging lips. You want them up and tight. Fault: muzzle too long or snipping. Muzzle so short as it interferes with normal breathing. Your dog, they breathe like that the whole time they're trying to breathe. That's not good. We need to get rid of that. We need to get rid of that. Lack of pronounced cheek and deep stop. Wear underjaw turning up, nose turning up, or push back. Excessive flews. We don't want none of that. Upper teeth to meet tightly outside lower teeth in form of a scissor bite. A scissor bite. So the top teeth and bottom teeth, they come together and make a scissor. These are not over the top. The top teeth are not over the top. The bottom teeth not under the bottom. That's an underbite and an overbite. We don't want those. We don't want those. We don't want those. Where we at? Okay. Faults: level bite, overshot bite, underbite, and ride bite. Serious faults: severely overshot or underbites measuring 1/4 an inch or more. The nose: large with open nostrils. You don't want the nostrils. Like when you look at your bully's nose, you should see the nostrils open. They should have open nostrils. They shouldn't look. The holes in your bully's nose shouldn't look real tight and closed. You should be able to see inside of your dog's nose and say, okay, it looks like my dog can breathe. All color pigments acceptable except albinism, light pink in color. Neck. Heavy, muscular, slightly arched, tapering from shoulder to back of skull. Compact to medium size, should have minimal or no loose skin. Faults: neck too thin or weak, neck too short or too long. It's supposed to be compact. You got that nice little arch in the back of the neck, so that's bully. You want that little arch in the back of the neck, so you're like, God damn, nigga. You see that neck? That's what you want. That neck. 4/4. Shoulders to be strong and muscular with wide blades set wide and well laid back. The upper arm is approximately equal to the length of the shoulder blade and joined at an angle of approximately 35 to 45 degrees. I don't know if you want to break out a protractor on the shoulders or what, but yeah, 35 to 45 degrees. That's what I said. All right. Forelegs: straight, strong, and sturdy with large or round bones. Pasterns are strong, short and nearly erect. Feet straight and forward. Them feet should be straight. Boom. They should be straight. It shouldn't be easty westy. They shouldn't be bold. Like we seeing some of these dogs out here. They shouldn't be bold. All you exotic lovers, the exotic dogs are exotic dogs, exotic bullies. They are specifically exotic bullies. They are not American bullies. That's something that's over there. Not hating. I don't have any discontent towards exotics. Just not my preference personally. So that is what it is. I love all animals, all creatures. But personally, I that's not what I breed for. But I have friends, people I know who breed exotics, and that's fine. It's just not my thing. So back to it. Where were we? Distance from the withers to the elbow is equal to the distance from the elbow to the bottom of the feet. Dogs that are slightly shorter in distance from the elbows to the bottom of the feet are acceptable but not desirable. False. Upright shoulders, steep and forward scapula, shoulder blade, which is the scapula. Upper arms too short, feet toeing either in or out, front legs bowed, down at the pasterns, splayed feet or flat feet, or long toes. Splayed feet is when you see the dogs and their paws are not tight, they're spread out, spread all apart. When their feet go down, between the toes, just a bunch of space between them. Look like they kind of got webbed feet, kind of. And your flat feet is when instead of your dog's feet being tight when they laying down, the dog's foot is flat. It's kind of like an angle when their foot goes down. Instead of it being straight, it's kind of got an angle on it, and it's not straight. Like I said the first time, I repeated myself. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's what I meant. You know, y'all heard me the first 2 times. All right, the body, heavily muscled, massive, bulky body type of compact medium length, giving the impression of great power for its size and exemplifying the breed type of the American Bully. Ribs well-rounded, creating a barrel chest with all ribs close together. Rib cage to extend to the elbow and slightly below. Forelegs set rather wide apart to permit chest development. Chest should be broad, deep, and well filled in, but should not be exaggerated as to interfere with normal movement. Meaning, all right, we want those barrel ribs, like you have the American Pit Bull Terrier, the Pit Bulls and the Staffies and all of that. They have the wide chest, but then when it gets into the rear section, it tapers off. We don't want that. We want a barrel. We want that whole body to be like round and bulky. And then when you got the forelegs, you got that space. You got the deep chest drop where that chest drops down under the bottom, up under the dog, so that the dog has space up in there in between the middle. In that midsection in the front, it got space to grow wide, get wider, and broaden up, just so you can get that definite bulky look up in there as they grow and get bigger. Break. I'm on the coconut water tonight. I went out earlier, celebrated a little bit with some of the homies for the life of my friend, you know, and so yeah, kind of get my way back to life with the coconut water. Yeah. Anywho, all right, so we on the back. The back is fairly short to medium back. We don't want no long backs. We don't want no limousine dogs. You want them compact. Your bullies should really, when you look at them, they look like, from the top, they look like a little, like literally like a, kind of like a Lego, like a square, like, because they should be even. The shoulder width up front should match the hips in the rear. Like, they should be proportioned to one another. So as wide as the shoulders are up front is how wide the hips should be in the back. That's a nice proportioned bully. That's what you want to go for. Say fairly short to medium back, slight sloping from withers to rump, or straight, accepted with gentle short slope at rump to base of tail. The American Bully should give the appearance of a square body equal in length when measured from point of the shoulder to point of the buttocks and from withers to the ground. So meaning it should be square from front to back, and it should be square from the front down. So bong, bong. It's a square all the way around, from the front to the back, top to bottom. It's a block. D-block. False, back too long, rear higher than the withers, weak or swayed top line, roach or wheel back. So swayed back is like when you're bullying, you got the shoulder, then you got the deep, like a deep sway. They call it a sway back. Roach back is when you got the withers, and then the back look like you got a little hump in the back right there. Wheel back to be honest, I ain't never really seen that one. The wheel back. It's probably a combination of the sway and roach. Where it go down, then that's probably what it is. Wheel back go down, boom, then over. Some dogs are like that too. That's how they have those a lot in the exotics. Okay, now in hind quarters, which is the back, the rear. We're talking rear assembly. Well muscled, let down at hocks, turning neither in or out. So when you let down at the hocks, they don't go in, they don't go out. You got this square. Muscular development, angulation, and width of the hindquarters should be in balance with that of the forequarters. When viewing hindquarters is the back, forequarters is the front. When viewed from the rear legs are to be straight and parallel. So if you're looking at a dog from the front, boom, you see the front legs, boom. The back legs should also be in line with the front legs. Crope should have a slight downward angle. Faults, hawks turning in or out, cow hawks, sickle hawks, narrow hindquarters, straight or over angulation, stifle joints, or bow legs. The stifle joints are kind of like the thigh area. So like say this is the stomach of the dog under the bottom. You got the top, you got the neck, boom, boom, you got the top, the front legs, boom. And then you got the bottom of the dog, and then in the back, you have that area right where the thigh is that comes to the back of the leg. So you should have a nice round, kind of like, I'll say like, maybe like it's not really a crest, it ain't really that pronounced, but a nice little round part of the stifle. That part of the thigh is called the stifle before you get to the back leg. You want to have some angulation there. You don't want them to be straight or cut or over too. You don't want them to be too long, but you want to have a nice round stifle joint. Okay, it's late, y'all. It's probably like 3:30 maybe right now, just so y'all know. Gotta get it though. Gotta drop this one tomorrow. And happy Mother's Day to all my moms out there. If any of my ladies out there listening, they got kids, they got the Rugrats. Happy Mother's Day to y'all. Ain't nothing like a mama boy. I tell you, I always love my mom, all that stuff. All right, the tail. We on the tail. Medium in comparison to size, low set, tapering to a fine point and extending approximately to the hawk. When relaxed, tail is to be carried low. When moving, tail is carried level with the top line or in a raised position when excited, which is a challenge tail, but should never be carried curled over, breaking the plane of the back. That's called a gay tail. So like if your dog you got the back of the dog, the tail can stick out. But if the tail comes up over the dog's back, it's called a gay tail. That's a fault. Tail to be clear of any kinks, knots, or curvature. False. Tail too long or too short, approximately up to an inch above or below point of the hawk that's a gay tail. Carried over the plane of the back, that's a gay tail. Serious faults, kinked, knotted, or fused tail. Extremely short tail, disqualifying faults. Screwed, bobbed, or dot tail. The feet should be rounded and moderate size in proportion to the dog. Compact, well arched, and tight. Faults: splayed or flat feet or long toes, which we discussed earlier. The coat should be short, glossy, close, stiff to smooth to touch. The coat no longer than a ½ inch in length. Faults: curly or wavy coat. Serious faults: long coat. Where the hell a buddy get a long coat from? You need to goddamn fix that. You need to fix that. We almost to the end, y'all. Thanks for sticking with me. We are 40 minutes in. Yeah, I think this might be the longest episode so far. Getting some real nitty gritty info here tonight. All colors and patterns are permissible except the pattern Merle. Disqualifying faults: Merle. Keep seeing all these damn Merle dogs, man. People selling it. It's sell like hotcakes, man. But it's a genetic thing, man. It's a genetic defect, really. And yeah, man, Merle. I ain't even gonna get into all that, man. But anyway, it's a DQ. You can't be shown. It can't be shown in the show ring. And you got those people out there who just love to breed these Merle dogs, though. But hey, what can you say? You know, size. Dogs should be healthy and should not reach the point where it is considered obese. Weight: there is no particular weight for the breed. Height and weight should be in proportion of the body's frame. Height: please see variety amendments. In regards to the height, you have your pocket, which is a certain height. You have your standard, a certain height. Classic and XL, a certain height. So that's what it means. All varieties to exhibit bully characteristics and bully type traits as desired in the American Bully Standard, which are key elements of breed type and for the American Bully breed. Okay, now, some people you see like a XL may sometimes have more of a terrier look to it when it comes to like the headpiece and stuff like that. But the ultimate goal for the breed, and primarily, sometimes when you're out there, like I said, you see different varieties because the breed came from so many different varieties of breeds. But the ultimate goal overall is for the entire breed to look uniformed. Like if you see a Doberman Pinscher or you see a poodle, a regular Doberman Pinscher look like a mini pin, and a regular poodle looks like a toy poodle. Ultimately, the XL bully should look exactly like a pocket bully, or the pocket bully should look exactly like a standard bully. That's the ultimate goal. We want to create uniformity. We want to create consistency in the breed. So you want to try to really venture away from really crossing or mixing the classes. If you're trying to do something specific, like maybe you want to increase the height in the dog, you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be. But I would say it's really to create a more consistent look. You will probably want to do pocket to pocket or pocket to standard. It's kind of pushing it, or standard to standard, and then XL to XL, classic to classic. But when you want to go over variety, you're trying to be a little creative. It's okay to mix it up a little bit, but just keep in mind, in the back of your mind, when you're putting your vision together and you going through your whatever thoughts you may have, just keep that in mind, that the ultimate goal is for uniformity. If you start crossing classes, like you take a XL and breed it to a pocket, or you take a XL and breed it to a standard, when your litter come out, you're gonna have all different sizes. You're gonna have different sizes you have different sizes in a litter. So when you take a puppy from that litter and then you breed it, the genetic makeup of that puppy is gonna be kicking out all different sizes. So keep that in mind, because we want to get to the point where, you know what I mean, the looks are the same, and you may have more, I would say maybe like a pocket that has more of a blocky head, but you may have a standard, or I wouldn't even say a standard, but maybe an XL or something, more of a blocky head, maybe with like a little longer muzzle. You know what I mean? You cross the two, then you got a mix of the two, instead of creating that uniform look. So just keep that in mind when you start crossing stuff up, man. I read through that. Okay. Excuse me, y'all. It's late, man. It's late. Gotta get a couple yawns in there now and then. It's a little late. Standard American Bully. Males, standard 17 to 20 inches at the withers. Females, 16 to 19 inches at the withers. Important to note that the Standard American Bully dogs are not to be penalized for exhibiting heavily muscled, massive, bulky body types. Some of these registries, they say they wanna, they wanna take on the American Bully. And that's why I love the ABKC. They founded it, they started it, and that's why I rock with them. The ABKC, I gotta repeat it, because I really did. Next episode, I'm gonna get into the history of the registry and of the breed itself. I think we might do a little history lesson on the next one. Take it back to the beginning where it started. I might go with what they got on the website, and then do a little sidebar. Might find me a little article. Bully King had a good article. I might pull that one up and share that. But yeah, get into a little history, so we can just differentiate the difference between where the ABKC stands as the creator of the breed, and then you have these other registries who kind of venture off or had different ideas or ideals, and they took it and have taken the standard a different way versus where the ABKC has it at. But according to the ABKC, Standard American Bully dogs are not to be penalized for exhibiting heavily muscled, massive, bulky body types. In other registries, the dogs are penalized for being too bulky. All right, now we have the gait, which is how the dog moves. The gait, the American Bully moves with a confident and proud attitude. While keenly alive and alert to its surroundings, the gait should be effortless and powerful. They supposed to move. The action must be unrestrained, free, and vigorous, with powerful drive off of the rear. Front reach should be moderate and in balance with the rear. Kind of like a locomotion, like that train motion. Like you see the train, it pushes from the back, and the front should reach. And just, it should glide. When you see a bully with some nice ass movement, when I tell you it's so pretty, it is so pretty, so remarkable, so beautiful to watch. When you see a dog with a pretty ass gait in the show ring, it's nothing like it. You just like, oh my goodness, it's gorgeous, man. It's really gorgeous. Legs turn neither in nor out, nor ever cross or interfere with each other. So the legs ain't crossing, they're back and forth and churning from the back. They're churning from the back and they're reaching from the front. Dog moving on the same plane, each leg moving in the same plane shared with the other leg on the same side with minimal convergence. Back lines should remain level with flexing to be very slight. Faults: rolling, pacing, sidewinding, hackney action, paddling or pounding, not moving on the same plane, legs overreaching, legs crossing over in front or rear legs moving too close or touching. All right, that's pretty much it, man. And then right here we just got a list of the faults and serious faults and disqualifications. So I'm gonna run these. All right, faults to be penalized but not disqualifications for showing. So these are faults, but they're not DQs. So I'm gonna go through the faults, serious faults, and then disqualifications. So if you got one of these, is like one of these disqualifications, it's just like you can't even show. Pretty much, it's a DQ. You lost. You can't do it. All right, the faults to be penalized but not disqualifications for showing are both eyes not matched in color, overly visible haw, bulging or protruding eyes, muzzle too long or snippet, lack of pronounced deep stop, weak underjaw turning up, albinism nose, light pink, nose turning up or pushed back, tail too long or too short, curled tail, which is a gay tail, level or flush bite, overshot or underbite, ride or cross bite, neck too thin or weak, neck too strong, too large, shoulders upright, steep and forward scapula or shoulder blade, upper arm too short, severe turning fronts, in or out, bold front legs, down at the pasterns, weak pasterns, splayed or flat feet, long toes, hocks turning in or out, cow hawk, curly or wavy coat, movement, rolling, pacing, sidewinding, hackney action, and paddling or pounding, not moving on the same pace, legs overreaching, crossing over in front or rear legs moving too close or touching. And these are the serious faults. Faults to be heavily penalized but not disqualifications for showing are severe overshot or undershot over 1/4 of an inch, kink tail, twisted tail, knotted tail, fused tail, overly short tail, or long coat. Serious faults. So the disqualifications, meaning you can't show. It's just an automatic DQ, you done, son. Displaying or possessing aggressive behavior towards humans. That's a no-no. Pink or albino eyes, Merle pattern, unilateral or bilateral cryptorchidism, missing one or both testicles. That's what that means. Oh, that cryptorchidism. Cryptorchid, that's what that means. I said it wrong. Cryptorchid. Unilateral or bilateral deafness. Deafness in one or both ears. Screw tail, bobtail, or dot tail. So that pretty much sums up the American Bully Standard. And at the top of the standard, it ain't in color, but it's the boy El Toro right there. Father to my girl Sage over there, who about to drop these puppies next week. Tune in, cause she about to drop. Let me see, y'all can see. She over there laid up. Got her bowls in the cage because she been finicky eating. I gotta leave the food in there. She been picking. She ain't even want to eat with the morning sickness and stuff. Had to break the raw back out for her just so she can eat. And yeah. But thank y'all for tuning in, man. We almost hit an hour tonight, man. This has been the longest one yet. Had some good information. Hope y'all took it in, digesting it, and process it, man. Process it. Take it in. Understand what the bully is supposed to be. Understand what it is and understand what it's not. Also, don't forget, I'm gonna put the link in my profile for y'all to check out New Vet Plus. Great supplement. You can order a supply of 90, or you can order like 3 of these at once. Great price on these compared for what you're getting in a supplement. Got the fans for y'all for the summer. Check those out. The what else? The Earthborn treats. Vetericin Plus. New Stop. MTG. All these for skin, wound, and hair regrowth. This for the wounds. To heal those up. And these two for your hair regrowth if you're having any issues with hair growth. After you got your wounds to heal, you're trying to hurry up and get your dog ready for a show or something like that. You're trying to hurry up and get that hair to grow back. Those work wonders. But thank y'all for tuning in tonight, man. Really appreciate it. Episode 5. I'm gonna try to be more consistent, but like I say, life happening. But even if I miss a week or something like that, best believe I'm coming back because we just getting started. We just getting rolling. We got so much more to cover, so much more to get into. And yeah, man, Bullyprenuer life. We getting this bully info, this bully education, this, call it bully science. We getting this bully science out the way. And then yeah, man, we gonna learn some more, man, about getting this money on this entrepreneur shit too, man. So y'all stay tuned. It's just the beginning. I got a lot more to share with y'all, man. Thanks. Peace and love. Again, happy Mother's Day. Bullyprenuer, Bizzy Boy out.